What's up, guys? Ryan here. So my Amazon merch course is officially available for sale in its final form. Not that I'm not going to continue to update it. I 100% will continue to add valuable content there, but I just wanted to announce that you can enroll now using the link below. And it's got, I think I counted earlier, 46 lectures in total, split up into 8 different modules, and I'm going to just walk you through really quickly at a high level what you'll learn in the course. So module 1 is the introduction. I understand that some people are looking to fast track their success on Amazon merch starting from day 1 when you get accepted and you don't really know what's going on. Like, I've been vocal about my experience with Amazon merch from the start. When I first got in, I don't even know if I uploaded a t-shirt that day or even that week. Also, just if you guys haven't gotten in yet, I had to apply twice, so don't give up. Apply at least twice, and try to apply from an Amazon account that has some buying or selling history, and make sure you provide a tax ID. Anyways, the intro section, I'm going to walk you through at a high level what Amazon merch is, the basics. I give you some course tools like Chrome extensions, for instance, that we're going to use later for things like niche research and validation. Talking about what applications we're going to use for designing, stuff like that. Walk you through the application process. I give you some strategy specifically for getting out of tier 10, because I know that is a troublesome area. So we're going to spend a decent amount of time there for those of you that are in tier 10. Walk you through various strategies that you can employ to get out, because the faster you get out of tier 10, the faster you can have a realistic expectation of making some good money on Amazon merch. But it seldom happens in tier 10. But I should mention, next module, if you see there underneath it, I share with you the story of how I got my second account straight from tier 10 to tier 500. And no, they don't actually tier you up like that. You don't just go from 10 to 500, but I went from tier 10 while in tier 10 and got enough sales to be eligible for tier 500. And I tell you exactly how I did it. I give you an appendix of Amazon merch and print on demand terms, so that if you see any acronyms or anything confusing, hopefully you can just visit here and clear that up. All right, module 2. Module 2, I walk you through the niche research process using only free tools. All right, and just to jump the gun a bit, module 3 is niche research process using only paid tools, specifically Merch Informer. But I am going to expand on that probably in the future and highlight some of my friends at Merch Titans research tools that they've been enhancing lately. But first and foremost in niche research, I walk you through how to make sure that any design and niche that you pursue is not trademark protected, because if you don't understand that, you're not going to be in Amazon merch very long. They take violating trademarks and copyright protections very seriously, so we clear that up right away. I call that the golden rule. Beyond that, I walk you through where you can find design inspiration. So the difference between using free tools and paid tools a lot of times is that with free tools, you might have to seed the validation process with your own ideas. Well, where do you get ideas? With the paid tools, you can just hit a couple buttons and it spits out random niche ideas mermaids or unicorns, things like that. You might not have thought of, but if they're selling well and the tool says that this is a good opportunity, it'll just spit it out for you. Well, with the free tools, we oftentimes need to come up with those ourselves. So, I give you some ways of getting design inspiration using the internet, using TV, and using mobile apps, specifically your phone specifically. And I don't just throw out vague stuff that you would already think of. I get down and dirty in the specifics, speaking from experience always. Then I show you how to, and this is kind of the validation step, but it's also my favorite approach personally. I just love to look at Amazon. When you start to shift your perspective from a buyer, which is so many people, not hating, I love Amazon, but I'm an eBay shopper. I've said that before. I usually get my stuff from eBay. Don't hate me. But we're going to shift our perspective from a buyer to a seller on Amazon, and they actually expose a decent amount of data to us that we often probably overlook. And when you start shifting your perspective as a seller, you'll start to notice those things and know how to read entire niches pretty quickly and decide whether or not it's worth your time pursuing it with a couple designs, with a couple uploads, product uploads through Amazon merch. So I split that up into 2 parts because it can be a decent amount of info thrown at you, and I want to make sure it's I didn't mention this, but I actually am a teacher, so I'm doing the best I can here to draw from I've never had to come up with my own like curriculums. I've always been kind of handed it down, but I've been an adjunct professor at the college level going on, this is going to be my 6th year, which is crazy to say. Been almost doing that for as long as I was in college. I had to get a master's degree to be eligible to teach, but so hopefully I'm qualified for this job if you're considering enrolling and choosing between my course and somebody else's. But anyways, next module, niche research using paid tools. So again, like all of the content that I provide in these lectures, I give you written content with screenshots, but I also always accompany that with videos. So whichever way you prefer, you have both choices, or you can just you leverage both. But I walk you through basically the full suite of Merch Informer tools and highlight like not only how to use it, but why you would use it, in what order you might use them, or what in conjunction you might use multiple together, just to set you up for success if you opt to pay for Merch Informer, which they usually do free trials. I don't know if they still do. I know I saw a post from them earlier today saying last chance to get free Merch Informer, so maybe they're killing the free trial. I don't know. But one of the common threads amongst the mega successful Amazon merch sellers is a lot of them leverage niche research tools like Merch Informer. So there's what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lectures on Merch Informer and what it has to offer. Module 4, we go deep into the design process. I talk about design applications, kind of go through demoing them for you, how to use them to create designs, finding and installing fonts. So how to find fonts that you have the commercial rights to use. That's important. And then install them in your computer and then use them in your design application. I talk about, kind of do some review in the next lecture of some of the mega successful brands on Amazon merch. We look at like not only their niche targeting, but we evaluate like their keyword targeting and specifically in this case, what they're doing design wise to succeed. So we're already looking at people who they're the leaders on Amazon merch and seeing what they do best. Then I walk you through some design strategies using Adobe Photoshop specifically because that is my design application of choice. That's what I know best. So I walk you through that. And I give you some various approaches to designing for Amazon merch, all of which I can attest and speak to firsthand work. It's not just, hey, like make a dumb text design using a big bold font. I go way further than that. And it should definitely be enough to get you some sales because it's working for me every day. Walk you through some little hacks like how to resize your designs from standard dimensions, 4500 by 5400, and optimize them for hoodie and PopSockets quickly. Not like, oh, here's how you do it in Photoshop and it's like a long manual process, but I give you some shortcuts because everybody loves shortcuts. And then in the last one, this is just packed with value, and I'm going to consistently update this, but it's Real Design Sessions with Ryan. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to show you what it's like for me to load up my design application, Photoshop, and then start from scratch the niche research process, the niche validation process, the design process, and the upload process. I'm going to show you like start to finish, and I'm just going to post new videos every now and then, like at least one a month, hopefully, and just show you what I'm doing actively. And I can even follow up and show you if it's working, if it's getting sales and whatnot. But that way you'll get like a full over my shoulder look in one sitting as opposed to like with the course, me breaking it up into modules and lectures. All right, module 5, creating your merch product listing. So I start that off with my safe upload strategy that can help avoid potential rejections and protect your account in the long term. This is something that is valuable, obviously, because if you're not protecting your account and it gets shut down, there's plenty of stories of people that have been banned from Amazon merch. You just got to protect your account. The safe upload strategy will help do that. It'll help you avoid multiple strikes if you get an unforeseen strike, because sometimes you can do like all the trademark research and still have keyed in some like accidental typo. You missed the R in the word shirt, and next thing you know, you're getting rejected. So from there, I walk you through the entire upload process, from uploading artwork, selecting products, to pricing, talking pricing strategy, because you can charge whatever you want for your products, but there is a strategy behind it, and I break that down very specifically by what merch tier you're in. That way it's like custom tailored to your tier. And again, I'm speaking from my experience, like in how I treat my own personal accounts. So it's not just me talking to you, but it's what I'm really doing and what I really believe is best. And that might evolve over time because Amazon every January for the past 2 years has updated their cut of royalties, and sellers have been making less. So just know that like I'll always update that with what is making the most sense to me at the time. So it's going to be time specific. All right, step 3, going through product details. This is where like keyword optimization comes into place. I give you not just my strategy, but I talk like more advanced strategy as well. Because sometimes I don't want to, without going too in depth, there are different approaches to keyword strategies. I cite various case studies. I draw from my knowledge as an FBA seller. I give you everything I can give you, put it that way. You might not be too impressed with like the strategy I personally am using today, but that's why I go more in depth than just talking about what I personally am doing today and give you more advanced keyword strategies. I like a simplistic method right now, personally. I mean, I've talked about this on my YouTube channel before, that right now I think that assisting Amazon in getting me indexed on solely my primary keywords, my primary traffic and conversion driving keywords is my top priority, and not getting cross-indexed on keywords that I'll be ranked on like page 15 on. So I go in depth in that module, that lecture, because it's an important one. And I talk about selling on Amazon Merch UK and Germany in step 4 if you opt to do that, if you have the upload slots available and it makes sense. And then I walk you through the multi-upload strategy of mine at the very end. So I talk about like kind of what I'm doing using the new beta uploader. All right, next module 6. Yeah, we're still going. There's still content. Try to pack this with as much value as I possibly could, and you guys are gonna love this one if you have an Amazon Marketing Services account, that is, or AMS for short. But I give you a full introduction to advertising on Amazon in general. So if you've never done that, or if you've never run online ads before ever, that's going to be very valuable to you. And I try to always give action items and actionable content in my paid content behind, in my course here, but also like even on my YouTube channel for free. I try to give you content that you can act on, because then it's providing real value. And I've seen a lot of like positive feedback in the comments and in emails. So it seems like people are appreciating that. This lecture is not actionable content. This is just like knowledge transfer. I just think it's important to understand like Amazon advertising before you start spending money. Well, it definitely is, because if you don't know what you're doing, you could obviously like, you don't set responsible budgets or keyword bids, things can get crazy. So I walk you through what you need to know first, and then we get into the action items. So I walk you through the registration process for AMS, whether or not like Amazon Merch is going to re-invite people into AMS using Amazon Merch, the platform, I don't know, but there tends to be other ways to get into AMS. Like if you go there right now, there's like a radio button option of like 6 options of why you're applying. So I'm going to try to figure out like if they don't open it up to Amazon Merch sellers again, like I'm going to try to figure out ways that we can still get into AMS and share that with you, because with AMS, then we can run sponsored brand ads, which I love to call just headline search ads. They're the ads that show up in the most top like upward point of a page, meaning like when someone searches something on Amazon, you know that it's above the fold. You know that they don't have to scroll down the page to see it. So they're extremely valuable, and it's still crazy that like they're underutilized by people in merch and in FBA. So, and in, FBM, what I'm going to talk about in my third course for dropship to print on demand. Like they are not always like I'll never guarantee you that you're going to have low keyword bids that are succeeding at converting and getting lots of sales. I'll never promise you that. But if you're willing to put in the time to like launch headline search ads for products that you think are promising, there can be big success. Like I talked about in my most recent income report, how I'm using these for my FBA products and just absolutely crushing in a hyper competitive niche. And it's like almost scary how well it's working. And with Amazon Merch, I mean, it's the same process to launch them, but a little bit of a different keyword bidding strategy, I'd say, more than anything else. The bidding strategy is definitely different for print on demand and Amazon Merch specifically. And then I walk you through how to run sponsored product ads and product display ads. So the process to do them, to do each ad type, is a different workflow within AMS. So I split it up into different lectures, walk you through, give you everything you need to know, speaking from years of experience here, so that you, if you follow it, hopefully I'm really hopeful that you will not like experience. I did publish like probably, I don't even know, 4 or 5 months ago. I tried to make it a funny YouTube video where I got irresponsible with one of my campaigns, and I just called the video "Huge AMS Fail." I'll put it in the YouTube cards so that you can click it. So you can click up here and see it. But I had like a 1,000% ACOS, which is like the Amazon acronym for your advertised cost of sale. So if you have like a 30% profit margin in your product and you sell for, your ACOS is 30%, then you broke even. I had a 1,000% just because I wasn't responsive. I just let it go. It doesn't mean I spent $1,000. It just means like relative to my ad spend relative to my revenue was absurdly high, and not in a good way. Oh, but that was like a one-off thing. So I thought it was funny. So I put a YouTube video, tried to make it funny, that you can find on my channel. All right, module 7, I talk about beyond Amazon merch. This is like dipping your toes into the drop shipped print on demand stuff. I didn't just go write the whole third course of like how to do all that stuff with in-depth walkthroughs and videos in this module. Instead, I just tried to point you in the right direction and talk about it at a high level. Strategies of how you can sell your designs on additional platforms and products to maximize your return on investment with print on demand in Amazon merch. And you're thinking, wait, merch is free. What do you mean ROI? Well, your time is an asset that, you could argue is your most valuable asset, right? And if you're investing it in Amazon merch, that means you're doing niche research and creating these designs and then uploading them, right? Well, the creating designs part, you can leverage and upload them elsewhere to different products and platforms and make even more money more return on the time you spent developing them. And then I walk you through how to drive external traffic to your Amazon merch listings. This is really like kind of underutilized. There was the most successful Amazon seller that I've ever heard of by name, meaning he wasn't like hiding behind the shadows. This guy was actually known, was on a podcast, and he talked about how he was $1 million profit Amazon mercher. And a lot of his strategy had to do with driving traffic from off Amazon to Amazon. And I give you an example of how I did it personally on one of my websites. I launched a whole merch section using Amazon merch to fulfill the orders. And I get, pretty creative with the strategy that you can use to increase the likelihood of a conversion from someone who sees your, and this is like, you don't have to have a website necessarily, but I do try to assist you in, if you do have a website or you want to establish some presence off of Amazon and try to establish a sales channel, you can send traffic to an Amazon merch listing. Keeping in mind something that I should state now, like even if someone comes from off Amazon to directly to your Amazon merch listing, meaning they didn't search for the keywords, find your listing, click it, and then buy it, because that's called search, find, buy. That's very good because that signals to Amazon that you should rank on these keywords, whatever the customer searched before they found your listing, clicked it, and bought it. But it still helps your ranking as well, your organic ranking, meaning like someone types in keywords that you think you should sell on. Where do you rank in the search results? Well, driving external traffic to an Amazon listing and it getting sales, that helps your organic rank. The Amazon engineers, they're no dummies, the ones that write that algorithm. They know that if something's getting sales, that's mutually beneficial to not only the seller, but to Amazon, because their cut is guaranteed. Whether it's through Amazon merch, through Amazon Seller Central, they always get theirs. They're always making money off each sale that comes to the platform. So they will reward listings that are generating sales, generating revenue. All right, then the bonus section, module 8, the bonuses. Right now, and I'll expand this in the future, but right now this is solely focused on how I leverage Merch Titan's automation to automate the upload process. So my account would never have gotten out of tier 8,000 because I was struggling with finding like the desire to, I had manually uploaded over 13,000 designs to Amazon merch products. not necessarily 13,000 unique designs, but like when I go to the manage tab on Amazon merch, like if a listing doesn't sell and it gets removed, it still stays there as the status removed. So you can see, unless you delete products, you can see how many you've created on the platform. I had over 13,000 before Merch Titans automation changed the game for me personally. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I walk you through exactly how I use it. A lot of people who find out about that product, they would love to use it. Like their initial thought is like, yes, I obviously understand how valuable this is. I need to make it a part of my business. But like, when do they have time to sit down and, you know, maybe it takes an hour, maybe longer, maybe shorter to set it up. But it's one of these things where it's like, once you've got it going, it's autopilot, it's easy mode. And I always go a step further. Like I don't just set something up. I then focus on, like, whether it's this Merch Titans app or anything else in my life, I say, all right, where can I like optimize this? Where can I find a shortcut to make life easier in the future or make this run more optimally in the future? So what I do in the bonus section, first I just walk you through how it works. Then I talk about how you should be organizing and cataloging your designs, because you do have to, there is like a structural component where you have to, you know, have a central resource that catalogs your designs. It's going to be a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet that you say like, this is where the design file exists on my computer. This is the title, the brand, the price, etc. And from that spreadsheet, we can then upload, well, we automate our uploads not only to Amazon merch, but we can do it to additional print-on-demand platforms like Printful and Etsy. Like you can integrate Printful with Etsy and Merch Titans with Printful. Next thing you know, you've got an Etsy shop with all of your Amazon merch products in it, and all you had to do was click a button and tell it to go. So this is like extremely valuable stuff. And just so you know, every one of these, when you click into it, I started off with a big, bold, red border that says disclaimer. This is against the Amazon merch terms of service, so that you guys know up front, I'm not trying to mislead anybody. I always keep it 100 with you guys, that, you know, make sure you understand the risk associated with using this tool. I always, you know, am as transparent as I can be with, and like I said, I got the video content. I have the text content there to support it, the walkthroughs. I give you my actual configuration files too. So part of using that tool is like each platform you can set up a config for that you upload to. Like it's Amazon merch, but there's other ones that are supported. I just give you mine, so you can just download them straight from me and load them up and not even have to worry about configuring it on your own. Trying to make it as easy as possible for you guys, give you as much bang for your buck as possible. But that is it for the walkthrough of my Amazon merch course, guys. If you have any questions, any comments, any feedback, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. A lot of you guys know how to contact me via email. If you sign up for any of my free mini courses, just hit reply. You can contact me on Facebook. You can contact me here on YouTube. And that's it. So thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please hit that like button. Please consider subscribing. Please check out my Amazon merch course if you're interested, if you think it can help take your business to the next level. I tried to make it relevant to the entire spectrum of merchers, from the low tiers to the high tiers, and I hope you guys will appreciate that. And thank you for watching this video, and I will see you at the next one.
Passive Income School is open. Enroll now at ryansmethod.com. Thank you.